I never thought it would come to this, the silence between us growing heavier by the hour, as if it had a physical weight pressing down on my chest. Last night's argument still echoes in my mind, every harsh word replaying like a broken record. We used to laugh about the smallest things, but now even a glance feels like a battlefield. I'm sitting here, wide awake, wondering where we lost each other. The morning light creeps through the curtains, but instead of feeling like a fresh start, it just highlights the cracks in our relationship. I watch you as you avoid eye contact, fiddling with your coffee cup like it holds the answers neither of us dare to say. The tension is palpable, it hangs in the air, thick and suffocating. Days ago, our conversations were full of plans and dreams. Now, they're reduced to monosyllabic responses and long pauses that speak louder than words ever could. I reach out to you, metaphorically and literally, but your hands slip past mine like we're two ships in the night, drifting further apart with every passing moment. I remember the time we first met, the spark, the laughter, the endless possibilities. It feels like a lifetime ago. Somewhere along the way, the spark dimmed, replaced by misunderstandings and unmet expectations. And now, it feels like we're clinging to memories that are slipping through our fingers. I try to pinpoint when everything started to unravel, but the timeline blurs. Was it the missed anniversaries, the growing distance in our conversations, or the quiet resentment building beneath the surface? Whatever it was, it's here now, and it's tearing us apart. We sit in the same room, but live in different worlds. Your silence feels like a wall I can't break down, and my frustration only seems to push you further away. I want to scream, to cry, to beg for a sign that we can still fix this, but the words get stuck in my throat. Last night's fight was different, raw and unfiltered. We said things we didn't mean, things that left scars. I saw the hurt in your eyes, and it mirrored my own. It was like we were tearing each other apart just to feel something, anything, instead of this numbness that settled between us. I find myself replaying every conversation, searching for clues or moments where I could have done better. The guilt is heavy, but so is the resentment. It's a tangled mess of emotions that I don't know how to unravel. You left the bedroom this morning without a word, and I'm left staring at the empty space where you used to lie beside me. The bed feels too big, too cold. I reach out instinctively, expecting to find you there, but there's only silence. Our friends have noticed the change, their eyes filled with concern and unasked questions. I don't blame them, even I'm scared of what's happening between us. The person I thought I knew is becoming a stranger, and I don't know how to bridge the gap. I catch myself monitoring your social media, hoping for a glimpse of the person you used to be, the one who smiled at me across crowded rooms, who shared inside jokes and dreams. But the posts feel distant, curated, like you're showing a version of yourself that I'm no longer part of. The silence is deafening. I try to start conversations, but they fizzle out before they begin. Every attempt feels like walking on thin ice, afraid that one wrong word will shatter what little remains of us. I've been sleeping on the couch more nights than not because I want to, but because the space between us feels too much to bear. It's a quiet surrender, a way to protect what's left of my heart from breaking completely. There are moments when I catch you watching me, eyes clouded with emotions you won't voice. It's in those fleeting glances that I see the conflict raging inside you, the same turmoil I feel in my own chest. Sometimes, late at night, I hear you pacing the floor, the creak of the wooden boards echoing through the house. It's a restless rhythm, a physical manifestation of the unease that neither of us can shake. I keep wondering if we're holding on to something that's already gone, or if there's still a chance to rebuild the bridges we burned. The thought of losing you is unbearable, yet the way things have been feels just as unbearable. I found the letter you wrote but never sent, tucked away in the drawer. The words were raw and honest, filled with pain and longing. Reading it was like peeling back a layer of your soul I hadn't seen before, and it left me both hopeful and heartbroken. We tried therapy once, sitting across from a stranger who asked us to share feelings we barely understood ourselves. It was awkward, painful, but maybe a seed was planted. I'm not sure if it's taken root yet. Your laughter used to light up the room, but now it's rare, fleeting, like a ghost from happier times. I catch myself chasing those moments, desperate to feel that spark again, but it slips through my fingers. Sometimes, when we're alone, our hands brush accidentally, and for a second, the distance disappears. It's a brief, bittersweet taste of what we had and what we might still have if we can find our way back. I've started writing down my thoughts, hoping to make sense of the chaos inside me. The pages fill with questions I can't answer and confessions I'm too scared to speak aloud. Your phone buzzes with messages I can't read, and I wonder who you're talking to, what you're saying. The jealousy is irrational but real, a symptom of the insecurity growing between us. I remember our first trip together, the laughter, the adventure, the feeling that nothing could touch us. It's painful to think we're so far from that now, like two strangers who once shared a dream. The house feels emptier every day, despite being full of our things. The photographs on the walls are like silent witnesses to a time when love was easy, before it became a battle of wills. I tried to cook your favorite meal last week, hoping it would bring us back to some shared joy. You barely touched your plate, and the look in your eyes told me everything I needed to know. We're broken in ways food can't fix. You leave early for work now, avoiding the mornings we used to spend tangled in each other's arms. The routine has changed, and with it, the warmth that once filled our home. I've started taking long walks alone, the cold air sharp against my skin, each step a reminder that I'm carrying this weight by myself. Sometimes I imagine you walking beside me, but it's just a lonely fantasy. There's a pile of unopened mail on the kitchen counter, a metaphor for all the things we're ignoring: bills, invitations, letters from friends who wonder why we've withdrawn from the world. I catch glimpses of you through the window, sitting on the porch with your head in your hands. It's a silent plea for help, a mirror of the despair I'm feeling but can't express. The scent of your cologne lingers in the air, a ghost of the moments when you were near. It's comforting and agonizing all at once, a reminder of what we're losing. I find myself talking to our pet more often, seeking comfort in the unconditional love that feels so absent between us. The way those eyes look up at me is a balm for the loneliness. We scheduled a weekend getaway, desperate to escape the tension, but even the change of scenery couldn't mask the cracks in our foundation. The silence between us was louder than the crashing waves outside. At the dinner table, we sit like strangers, picking at food and avoiding the topics that could ignite another argument. The space between our chairs feels symbolic, too wide to cross, too narrow to ignore. I try to remember the last time we truly connected, a moment when we laughed without restraint or shared a secret glance. It feels like a distant memory, fading with every passing day. You've stopped calling me pet names, the little expressions of affection that once made my heart flutter. It's a small thing, but it feels like losing a piece of us. I'm haunted by dreams where we're happy again, scenes replaying like a movie I wish I could rewrite. I wake up aching, caught between hope and despair. Your silence is the loudest sound in the room, a constant reminder that something precious is slipping away. I want to reach you, but the bridge between us feels burned to ash. We sit across from each other during meals, the clinking of cutlery filling the void where conversation should be. It's a ritual of coexistence, not connection. I notice the way you flinch when I move closer, like I'm a stranger invading your space. It breaks my heart to realize the comfort we once found in each other is gone. I've been holding on to the hope that this is just a rough patch, a storm we can weather together. But the longer it lasts, the harder it is to believe in a calm on the horizon. You've stopped sharing your day with me, the small details that once made me feel connected. Now, our lives run parallel but never intersect. I catch myself rehearsing what I want to say, trying to find the right words to break through the wall you've built. But when the moment comes, the words fail me. The tension between us is like static electricity, unseen but charged, ready to spark at the slightest touch. I'm afraid of what that spark might ignite. Sometimes I wonder if you're as scared as I am, or if you've already given up, and I'm the only one still fighting for us. The nights are the hardest. When everything is quiet, the absence of your presence feels like a physical ache. I reach out, but there's only empty space. I find myself scrolling through old photos on my phone, smiling at moments frozen in time when we were happy. It's bittersweet proof of what we had and what we might lose. We used to have late-night talks that lasted until dawn, sharing fears and dreams without judgment. Now, the silence has replaced those conversations, a cold barrier between us. I remember the way you used to look at me, with warmth, admiration, love. It feels like a lifetime ago, and I ache to see that gaze again. The weight of unspoken words presses down on me, each one a stone in the growing pile of distance. I want to unload them, but I'm afraid of what might come spilling out. You've started locking your phone when I'm around, a small act that speaks volumes. Trust feels fragile, like glass ready to shatter. I'm caught between anger and sadness, love and frustration. It's a confusing tangle of emotions that leaves me exhausted and desperate for clarity. We planned to see a movie together this weekend, but you canceled last minute. The excuse was vague, but the message was clear: we're drifting apart. I wonder if we're waiting for something, an apology, a sign, a miracle that will pull us back from the edge, or if we're already falling and just pretending we're not. The house feels haunted by what's unsaid. Every corner holds memories that now sting instead of comfort, reminders of a love that's slipping away. I've started talking to myself in the mirror, practicing the conversations I wish we could have. It's a lonely exercise, but it helps me prepare for the moments we might still salvage. You left your jacket on the chair this morning, and I noticed the smell of your cologne lingering. It was a small, fleeting presence that made my heart ache with longing. I'm trying to hold on to hope, but it's like trying to catch smoke, intangible and slipping through my fingers no matter how tightly I grasp. The thought of starting over alone terrifies me, yet the thought of staying like this terrifies me just as much. I'm trapped between two unbearable futures. We used to dream about growing old together, imagining wrinkles and quiet evenings filled with shared stories. Now, those dreams feel like distant fairy tales. I watch you from across the room, the outlines of your face softened by the evening light, wondering if you feel the same storm raging inside me. Our laughter has been replaced by sighs and silences, the soundtrack of a love struggling to survive. I'm writing this down because I don't know how else to reach you. Maybe these words will find a way through the walls we've built. The house feels too quiet tonight, each tick of the clock amplifying the distance between us. I want to reach out, but I'm afraid of rejection. You left the room without saying goodbye, and I'm left wondering if this is the last time. The thought crushes me, but I can't bring myself to stop you. I'm clinging to the hope that this is just a rough patch, that beneath the hurt and silence, the love we shared still exists. The weight of uncertainty is crushing, but I'm not ready to give up, not yet. Every night I tell myself that tomorrow might be different, that maybe, just maybe, we can find our way back to each other. But deep down, I know that hope is fragile and the road ahead is unclear. Still, I'm holding on, one breath at a time, waiting to see if love can survive the silence. And in this waiting, I'm learning what it means to fight for something that feels like it's slipping away. I don't have the answers, and maybe that's the hardest part, facing the unknown with a heart full of questions. So here I am, caught between what was, what is, and what might be, hoping that somehow love will find its way back to us. Until then, I'll keep listening for the smallest sign, the faintest whisper that tells me we're not done yet. Because even on the verge of collapse, love can be stubborn, and maybe, just maybe, so can we.